a new car at some point in her life. And she is not a finalist on the Doritos Crash the Super Bowl competition. So please make that ever so lovely noise for Jana Bozeman!
I am not going to be claiming the $1 million prize along with the other ladies from High Tea. And I'm not going to lie, I'm devastated about this. It's not because our commercial was really awesome and we have 25,000 views and we're like ranked 18 out of 6,100 entries. You know, I'm not even upset that the top 5 are really lame. You know, never mind the fact that a few of them were actually finalists last year. What really has me bummed out is that apparently my powers of Janifestation are off. Which means that I'm gonna just have to turn to my backup plan. I'll admit it. You noticed the second I walked on stage, skinny white girl has a pretty nice backside. I've actually been I've been considering changing my name from Jana Bozeman to J-Bo. So a few weeks ago, my derriere did land me a really nice tip. Now that sounds dirty, so allow me to explain. I work at a restaurant just down the road, and I had the pleasure of waiting on Bill Murray. And let me just say that, hands down, this man gave me the most hands-on, incredible improv lesson I've ever received. So towards the end of his meal, he says to me, I've just been dying to ask you this question all night. Do men always ask to grab your ass? Oh, Billy, 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 I say as I look around me. This is Hal's Bar and Grill on Jazz Night. The brothers are out in full force. Yeah, I kind of get that a lot. Bam! His right hand lands on my left ass cheek and starts rubbing in this big circular motion. Tell you what, I am at once stunned and completely impressed with the impeccability of his comedic timing. I'm witty. I say to him, I don't know if I should sue you for everything you've got or turn the other cheek. Take me home to your place instead, he fires back. Well, what do you do with that? Well, I did the only thing any self-respecting waitress could do. I looked that man in the eyes, I put his check on the table, and I said to him, my place is so small, we'd be right on top of each other. And I got out of there. So he left me 20% on his Amex, plus a crispy Benjamin Franklin. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, I had before I'd even gone to my shift that evening, I had thought to myself that I wanted to walk with $300, which I ended up doing. Which you get what this means. It means that my powers of Janifesting aren't altogether off. In fact, you might even think that the universe was using my ass as a weapon of mass abundance. Oh, not to bring it down, but I just recently had a really rough breakup. Ironically enough, I actually met my ex right here in Ed's stand-up class. That part was cool because it was like, you know, see, Jana, you don't actually have to get on Match.com. Groupon is where it's at. Yeah. So anyway, this guy was totally not my type. Visually, he was very difficult to place. And by that, I mean that he looked like this really tall Latino gangster. But he was actually from Southeast Asia, go figure, right? Anyway, he was smart, he was funny, he was, you know, stable. He was pretty much perfect except for one little thing. And by little, I mean huge. He wanted to move to Sherman Oaks. Oh, kind of makes your heart stop a little bit, doesn't it? Now, listen, I'm not trying to offend anyone here, but it is my humble opinion that anybody who willfully chooses to live anywhere other than the West Side is certifiably insane. So we had a pact that we wouldn't talk about that. Well, let me paint the picture of the Last Supper, as I like to call it. It was a breakfast, but that doesn't matter. So he says to me, he's like, babe, I just found the sweetest little condo. Oh my God, I think that you are gonna love it, and I think that you are really gonna love the Shokes. I'm like, wow, I think I really want to love the Shokes. What's the Shokes? He's like, the Shokes, my dear. Well, that would be Sherman Oaks. I'm rebranding it to make it a little more appealing to you. So after I finished spitting my coffee across the table, I said to him, I kind of feel that you're trying to choke the life right out of me, actually. This is when things got so ugly. He says to me, you Place-ist bitch. So I say to him, oh yeah, I may be Place-ist, but at least I'm not a Mexican-looking Asian. And that was that. It was over. So I've been mourning, I've been grieving, I've been working this out with my therapist, and I just have to say that the one thing that I walk away from with all of this that I'm really proud of is that I honored my boundaries, you know? Montana Avenue to the north, Venice Boulevard to the south, and Lincoln Boulevard to the east. So I'm so excited for the new year. I always like to have a theme for the new year, and my theme for 2012 is to just tear down my walls, just bust through fear, bust through anxiety, just put my heart out there on the line, just make it happen. Well, the only problem with this is that it's actually causing me a lot of fear and anxiety. and I know this because I keep waking up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. And the only thing that calms me down is to eat salty, crunchy things. Now right there in bed, crackers, chips, not Doritos, they're dead to me. Pretzels, you name it. The saltier, the crunchier, the better. It's as though the sound of the chomping and the motion of the chewing, it just like nullifies the madness that is my brain cells. Until of course I see my backside in the mirror the next morning, and I begin to think, oh, a little too much junk in J-Bo's trunk. So I decided that I was going to come up with a mantra to tear down my walls. So I just launched this wish into the universe. I was like, universe, just bring me the right mantra to tear down my walls. Well, yesterday, I am sitting in quiet meditation at the end of this really sweaty, juicy yoga class. I tell you what, I am stretched out, my chakras are aligning, I am feeling good. And as if by magic, this mantra just drops into my head. Dare to suck it hard, Jana. I mean, does that not just capture what it is I'm trying to do perfectly? Dare to suck it hard, Jana. So I'm closing my eyes, I'm letting this roll around in my head, and I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling the energy. And well, I decided that I'm going to start saying this out loud, just very quietly, because this is when mantras really start to work. This is when they get really powerful. So I just start to say, dare to suck it hard, Jana. Dare to suck it hard. Well, I can feel somebody looking at me. You know that feeling you get when somebody's staring at you? So I open up my eyes, and the gentleman sitting next to me on my left, he is beaming at me. Oh my God, he is absolutely glowing. And I'm like, yes! He's feeling my energy. He's like picking up on my vibes. We're communing. This is what it's about. Well, then I noticed that he's doing this mudra that I've never seen before. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what a mudra is, it's basically this yogic hand gesture that helps you to harness a particular energy, such as this. Well, homeboy, he's doing one of these. I'm like, I'm not familiar with that one. Second chakra. Well, and then I noticed that his kundalini is rising. And it occurs to me what it is I've been saying out loud. Oh God. Before I can stop the words from flying out of my mouth in a room full of 80 meditating yogis, I'm yelling, oh no, 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 no. I do salty crunchy. Not salty sweaty. It's been my pleasure being the estrogen on the show for you this evening. Please enjoy the rest of the podcast.